Hello, collective, and welcome to my channel, New Body. I am Latriviette, and I will be doing a general reading for the collective audience today. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you are a returning subscriber of mine, welcome back. And thank you for your support. Don't forget to hit the like button, though. It does help out the channel. Just want to drop a quick reminder to take what resonates. If it don't apply, let it fly. Use your own discernment when watching videos on tarot or any videos at that matter. Use your discernment. Take responsibility for your own health and well-being, people. So I'm going to ring my singing bowl, clear my energy, raise my vibration so that I'm able to get a clear and accurate message for you and for me. Here we go. All right, now here we go. Why is my nose shining so bright? All right. So I did some quick energy pull from the Alice in Wonderland Oracle. Love that little deck right there. And the first two cards out, hold on. Manage to be glad, and it's always tea time. And they're both in the reverse. So here we go. So with manage to be glad, says create your own happiness regardless of the conditions. And in the reverse, you're not going to always already get the energy that someone's not in a good place mentally, emotionally, perhaps spiritually, physically, and financially as well. It says regardless of the conditions. So someone's not in a space where they feel like they're doing well. All right. Manage to be glad. It's card number 43. 43 is reduced to 7, which is reflection, introspection. And it says someone feels like it's easier for everyone else to be happy, but they don't feel happy, and they don't understand how everyone can be happy in whatever conditions they're in. How about that? It says believing that happiness is an act of faith rather than a disciplined way of thinking and behaving. Feeling happiness is out of reach. So that's card manage to be glad. 26. It's tea time. It's always tea time. Love me some tea. Then in reverse, it says wanting to keep a routine and the keep to the schedule. So someone's able to do whatever they were doing in terms of a routine, or maybe they never had a routine, to get them into the groove of things, or to just like an orderly schedule. An inability to be spontaneous and break free of what has been decided. So something has been decided for someone and they feel stuck. That has been the energy that I've been picking up on lately. So let's see what's going on. Who's not happy, Holy Spirit? Yep, that wasn't a shuffle, and that's too many cards. Holy Spirit, who's not happy? What do we need to know about this energy, please? Thank you. Someone is stuck. They feel stuck in their current reality, and they're not liking it. They feel like you, collective, are free, and they're not understanding how you could feel free and happy. Confirmation in whatever conditions you are in. So say, for example, if you are homeless, they don't understand how you still happy. Why are you happy and you homeless? If you have lost your job, or if you don't have a car, they don't understand how you could be happy in those types of situations. So Holy Spirit, what do we need to know about this energy, please, and thank you? Courthouse. Someone went to court and didn't go in their favor. Court's in the reverse. Someone went to court and didn't go in their favor. So they are not happy with that. What happened with court, Holy Spirit? What happened? What's going on with court? They lost their job. Occupations in the reverse. So they lost their job. Maybe their job sued them, or maybe they lost their job and they went to court and court didn't go in their favor. They are not happy with their current reality. No, sorry, Bob. What else do we need to know, Holy Spirit? They lost money. So the court could have something to do with abundance of wealth and prosperity. It could be child support, because abundance of, in this instance, it's abundance of wealth and prosperity. So Not only did they lose their job, but they lost some money somewhere along the line. They could have been sued, child support, ascending. You are ascending, collective. You are leveling up spiritually, looking good, smelling good, drinking your water, getting your rest. Somebody don't want conflict with you anymore. They don't want that smoke with you anymore. They see that you're ascending and that you're leveling up and that you are on a different vibration. They don't want that smoke. They don't want it because they have an entity attachment to them. Entity could be telling them to go get that smoke, but they don't want it. Yeah, they see that you're leveling up. They are going through some things. They have an entity attachment. They lost a lot of money. They lost their job, and they lost whatever court situation they have going on. But they're looking at you, seeing that you are happy, but you don't have what society would say or call the finer things in life. Maybe this person had the finer things in life at one time, and it feels like they lost it all at once, but this is not accurate timing. It's not saying, today this happened, yesterday that happened, the day before this happened. But they did lose a lot of money in addition to their workplace, and they are going through some legal issues. Holy Spirit, tell me about this person who lost their job, lost all their money, has an entity attachment as it relates to the collective, please and thank you. Student, someone who was learning from someone else. Student in the shadow attributes, this is a student in the reverse, talks about arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge, unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. So they weren't, not only were they not willing to learn, whatever they did learn, they didn't put into action. This could have affected their job. What else, Holy Spirit, please and thank you. They are definitely stuck. They're stuck in whatever current situation that they're in with a person, place, or thing. This thing being this entity. They got that entity stuck on their back, riding them like a what do they call it? Spider monkey. We have child magical. Child magical is in the reverse. Child magical in the shadow attributes talks about pessimism, depression, disbelief in miracles, believing that energy and action are not required for growth. So they have a lot going on. As a student, they're refusing to grow. This could be a student of the universe, student of the Most High, student of their ancestors, but they're not willing to learn. They have an arrogance of know-it-all. And at this time, I'm not a therapist, but the energy is that of someone who is depressed. And they don't believe that, one, they don't believe in miracles, and they don't believe that their situation is going to change. Priest. So we have priest in the reverse. Priest in the shadow attributes talks about violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. So this is a dark priest. And priest, keep in mind, it doesn't necessarily have to be a Catholic priest. That's always what is referred to when people talk about priest. It could just be a spiritual man, holy man. But in this instance, it's a dark priest, someone who does things lower vibrational practices. Okay, they could have been learning these lower vibrational practices from someone else to level up. These practices could have affected their job, and that could be a reason why they lost their job. Healer. We have healer in the reverse. So healer in the shadow attributes talks about taking advantage of those who need help, failing to care for one's own self. So failing to care for one's own self could really explain the entity attachment. Doing low vibrational things could definitely get a entity to jump on that back there. So they're a fake healer. Because the healer in reverse talks about someone who not only misuses the trust of people, but when you're talking about telling someone you can heal them, uh, and then that person is either still the same when they leave you, or they're worse when they leave you. That's dangerous. Visionary. Capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. So this person wants to be viewed as a visionary. Willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. Selling insights to the highest bidder. So this person is very dark. This person is very dark and is I don't want to say suffering the consequences of their action, experiencing the consequences of their actions for misleading people, abusing their power. Yeah. So that's who we're dealing with here, who maybe they didn't manage, not maybe, they didn't manage their time with this tea time in reverse. Repetition, endless. Yeah, they didn't manage their time because they were out here doing some things. So not managing their time could have also cost them their job, being late, or, just abuse of power. They lost a lot of money. They are broke. They see you ascending. They see you leveling up mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and financially. And they can't compete with that. They don't want that smoke. Holy Spirit, what else do we need? What do we need to know about this situation as it relates to the collective, please and thank you? They're really, really not happy. Never ending story. They feel like this is going to go on forever. Again, they don't believe in miracles. They don't believe in their own. They didn't even believe in their own healing abilities, if they even had them. It's card number 37. 37 reduces to 10. 10 is about the end of a cycle, the ultimate completion. Very, very closure, very closed. A cycle has ended for you, collective. They have to redo this cycle over again. If they're allowed to do that. They didn't complete it. Wasn't completed. They didn't want something they were doing to you to end. That's what it is. Flexible. They weren't flexible in the things that they were doing to you, collective, because it was a non-stop attack. They were not flexible in what they were doing to you. It was a non-stop attack. They did some things. Card number 19. 19 reduces to 10. 10 is about completion. It wasn't completed, though. Whatever they kept doing over and over again, they were doing it over and over again at the beginning, because at the beginning, for some of you, this is not for everyone, but at the beginning, for some of you, what they were doing was working. And then they did it again, and then again, and again, and again. Never ending story. But then you leveled up, and it broke that You surpassed their vibration. Your vibration raised, increased, got stronger. And they weren't able to do that anymore. And they thought that they would always be able to do whatever it is they were doing. They needed to complete something. They needed something to be done, whatever it was that they kept doing. For others of you, they kept doing it and it wasn't working. Well, maybe this time, or maybe this time. Let's do it again. They thought the more they did it, or if they kept doing it, it would eventually work. Maybe whatever it is that they were doing worked on other people or worked before, but didn't work now. It doesn't work now. It doesn't work now. Conflict, chaos, and challenges is in the reverse. It doesn't work now. It's been blocked, stopped, and dropped. It is master number 33. Someone could be a master number 33. 33 is in the reverse. 33s, threes are about growth and mastery. Threes are about groups. There could be in a group of people who don't want the conflict anymore. Not all. Some of them want to continue the conflict and the smoke, even though it's not working, even though they're getting, I want to say kickbacks, setbacks, backfire, spitfire. So it's coming back on them, but for the majority of them, it's being blocked and they no longer want to continue the smoke. 33 reduces to 6. 6 is about balance and harmony. It's in the reverse. So it's the chaos and conflicts that they've been seeing you that's been kicking back to them is unbalancing them. They're not living in harmony now. And as you see with the first line here, this person's going through court. And whatever they're doing in court, they're not winning their court cases. It's not going in their favor. They're losing their job and they've lost a boatload of money. And they got an entity attachment to them. Go to distance. It's in the reverse. So if you see, go to distance, there's a cheater on there. Cheater's almost at the finish line. It's in the reverse. Cheater's not going to the finish line. They're not going to continue with this. There's no power. They don't have the power. Even in the numbers, they don't have the power. And it's not being arrogant saying, oh, they got numbers up against me and they can't do this. That's not what I'm saying. You have leveled up to a vibration that whatever they're doing, even as a group, is not even reaching you. Card number 47. 47 reduces to 11. 11 is about justice. It's in the reverse. They're not getting what they thought they was getting. They're not able to complete that. Could be Libra energy. No place like home. So no place like home means feeling comfortable within your own body, within your own skin. This right here, your structure and stability, this is home for your soul, home for your spirit, home for your inner child, home for your higher self. So saying that you feel comfortable in here, they try to make you uncomfortable in your own skin with the things that they were doing. For some, they did some beauty spells. They wanted you unattractive or to glamour so that you would look at yourself as unattractive. So when you looked in the mirror, you're like, oh my gosh, my skin too brown. Oh, I look pale. Oh, my eyebrows ain't even, whatever it was that you were looking at, you weren't happy with. That's one of the effects of a glamour spell. So that you would feel unattractive or you would feel like you look unattractive. No place like home. They could have been doing weight gain spells so that you would gain weight, or weight loss spells so that you would lose weight, and also that you would feel unattractive. All right. But that did not work for you, collective, because big or thin, dark or light, long hair, short hair, you don't care. You felt comfortable in your skin. You're like, oh, okay, I picked up a few pounds this month. Let me get back to the gym. Oh, okay, my skin breaking out a little bit. Let me cut back on the greasy foods, the sodas, the junk food. And then you get back on your timeline, your schedule, and your routine. You get back to self-care. This person does not do self-care. And they try to get you to not care about self. But it didn't work. It's card number 50. Somebody can be born in May. That's Gemini and Taurus energy. 50 reduces to 5. 5 is about change. They wanted to change how you saw yourself. They wanted to change how you take care of yourself. But it didn't work. It did not. It did not work. Whew. All right. Holy Spirit, what else do we need to know about this situation, please and thank you? That's also true about it's always tea time, like keeping to a schedule. They wanted you off your daily routine. Or so say for example, you wake up, first thing you do is you go to the bathroom, you brush your teeth, shower, do your hair, do whatever, and you get ready for the day. Maybe they were trying to get it so that you didn't feel like showering that day, and that's possible. Or you didn't feel like brushing your teeth, but they wanted it to be consistent. So every day you didn't brush your teeth, every day you didn't shower, you would just let yourself go, all willy-nilly. And that wasn't happening. That wasn't happening. Maybe a day or two, maybe you didn't take a shower today, but you took a shower tomorrow. That's different. They wanted you to not care for yourself. They didn't want you feeling comfortable. They wanted you so down and out that you were in a ball, that you were just in the bed all day, every day. I can't get up today. I can't go to work. I can't go to work. I don't want to go to work. Not doing your hair, not washing your clothes, just not caring for self. But that's not it. Partnerships and alliances. So I can look at that two ways. I can look at one, they're trying to block partnerships, new partnerships and alliances from, connecting with you. Another tactic of spell work, getting people to see you differently, look at you differently, not want to connect with you. Something that they could have been doing repeatedly, repetitive, never-ending story. Partnerships and alliances in the reverse falls upon never-ending story. So that could have been something that they were doing over and over again. If you notice that, your friends don't call you like they used to, they stop calling, they stop coming by, your family stop calling, coming by, people at work stop talking to you, they don't want to eat lunch with you anymore, they don't want to partner up with you with the little team building exercises. Confirmation. So that's another thing, that they wanted you to be isolated. No one to, and then with the isolation, then you're feeling like, oh man, I'm unattractive, I got some BO, whatever you got, whatever they wanted you to feel like you had going on was illusion. Confirmation. Confirmation was all illusion because of whatever spell and what's the word? Negativity that they were sending you. Card number 3, that's a group of people. So they were doing this. They were sending a lot of that to you so that you would be isolated, so that you would not have any support and you would feel alone. On the flip side, they're losing partnerships and alliances because what they were doing to you was returned to them. So now they're feeling like no one wants to be bothered with them, and they're all alone and they're unattractive, and they could feel they could have gained some weight. They could have lost some weight. They could have lost. They wanted you to look skeletal, like you were sick, like you were unhealthy, not taking care of yourself. And maybe that's where they are right now. So check your circles now. They're losing power. What did I say? They're losing power. They're losing power. They're losing partnerships and alliances. It's card number 8. 8 is Leo energy. It's in the reverse. 8 is also for manifestation, so they're not manifesting power. And that's power to do anything, really, to create. And they're losing it or lost it. Sacrifice. They try to sacrifice you. And you can look at that in many different ways. Sacrifice doesn't always mean unaliving. Sacrifice means, I'll give you this one if you give me that over there, like a trade-off. But they don't have any power. Maybe they lost. Maybe they sacrificed their own power. They sacrificed their own power, their own well-being, their own health to take you out, to destroy you. Card number 12. 12 reduces to 3. So that's many people who could lost their job, wealth and prosperity, their health, trying to take you out, collective. They sacrifice themselves, their own power. And again, you can look at power in many different ways. Mental power, emotional power, spiritual and physical power. And they sacrificed it, trying to take you out for abundance of prosperity, transformation. So I look at this a couple of ways. And I think I said this in my last reading. Check out my last reading today. Hit the like button, people. Don't be selfish. Hit the like button. Just hit the like button. It don't cost you anything. Hit the like button. Anywho's, sacrifice. I feel like you made sacrifices for your transformation. There were things that you could have done. You could have crashed out. You could have went John Wick on everybody, but you didn't do that. You're like, okay, I lost my job. I'm going to go get me another one. I don't have any money right now, but I'm going to get some money later, and you made some sacrifices. So if you lost your job, then you lost your place, like your place of residence. You may have put some stuff in storage and slept in your car, or you may put your stuff in storage and couch hopped for a while till you got back on your feet. You made some sacrifices. You didn't go knock this person off and rob that person so that you could still be on top. You didn't do that. You could have, but you didn't. Because you're transforming. You're transforming. It's card number 13. 13 reduces to 4. Transformation is the death card in traditional tarot. So some things had to end for you in order for some new things to begin. Transformation. What happens to a caterpillar? He goes to a terrible transformation just to become that beautiful butterfly and fly off and whatnot. And if you notice, all butterflies are not the same. They don't have the same colors. They don't look the same. Transformation. So something ended for you. You made some sacrifices for something to end for you, for something beautiful to begin. Spiritual union. They try to block this from you. So spiritual union could be two things. Could be the Lover's card in traditional tarot. But a spiritual union could be with self, with the Most High, with your ancestors. They try to block that from you because they saw you transforming. They knew you were transforming. They didn't want you to get to that ascending level. They didn't want you to ascend. Confirmation. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's what's going on. That's a confirmation. So they tried to block your transformation, your connection with spirit. Who does that? But on the flip side, they don't have a connection to spirit. They don't have a union with spirit. Maybe that's why they was trying to block yours, because they don't have one. But you were transforming and you were connecting and you were being guided and all those beautiful things with spirit. And they were trying to block that. Yeah, this is a spiritual union in the reverse falls upon no place like home. No place like home is about being comfortable within your skin, being comfortable with you. They try to block your own union with self. They did not want you to transform into this beautiful butterfly that I see before me today. That's some stuff right there. That is some stuff. Holy Spirit, what else do we need to know about this situation, please and thank you, as it relates to the collective? Wow, how selfish you got to be to want to block somebody else from ascending and growing and connecting with their own self. That's pretty selfish. That's just very selfish. Because you ain't happy with yourself. Authentic self. Mini mass. They wear a lot of masks. And that's why they can't understand how you can be happy with whatever your current situation is. Again, if you're unemployed, if you're homeless, and by what's the word? By government standards, homeless means you don't have your own residence. So even if you're staying with a friend, a relative, nephew, cousin, uncle, that's not your place. So technically you are still homeless. But anyways, they don't understand how you can be still authentic in your situation. Like you could be honest with, yo, I don't have a place to stay right now. Can I crash with you? You could be honest with what you're going on. Whereas some of these people in this karmic ville, they don't want their friends and family to know that they lost their job, that they don't have any money, that they lost all their money, that they don't have a place to stay, or that they don't even have transportation, because they're so vain and they're wearing the mini mask. Yeah, everything's okay. I'm fine, I'm good, but they're not fine and they're not good and they're not okay. Mini mass. Card number 38. 38 reduces to 11. 11 is about that justice. 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 Libra energy. In the hand, the universe is your partner. They are not protected. They do not have the protection of the universe, the Most High. In the hand, in the reverse, falls upon power in the reverse. They did some stuff. They did some stuff coming for you, collective, and the universe snatched not only their power, but a few more things. They're blessings. It's a blessing to have a home or a place to live, period. Because there's people around the world that don't have homes. Matter of fact, there's people in the United States of America who are homeless. And not because someone else did some spell work to cause them to be homeless. Anywho, that's another story. Back to the lesson at hand. It's card number 31. 31 reduces to 4. 4 is about structure and stability. It's in the reverse. They could be homeless. They could very well be homeless, or they're about to be, because structure and stability, which is your finances, which is your the way you survive, your survival, your structure, man, your home. It's in the reverse, as is occupation. So they lost their home, place of residence. They lost their job. They lost a rack of money, a boatload of money. Confirmation for wearing all these masks, not being authentic, not being their authentic self. Completion. It's in the reverse. They didn't complete their karmic lesson, so I did say somewhere in here, excuse me, that they have to repeat that. Some of them, when they leave this earth, they're not coming back. If you believe in that, reincarnation, past lives, some of them don't get to come back. To come back is a luxury. Hey, I did it wrong the first time. Let me go back and do it again. They don't get to come back. Completion. Closing door. They don't want the door to close. That's that never-ending story. They want to keep doing whatever it is they were doing to you. Breadcrumbing, gaslighting, lying, stealing, cheating. Whatever it is that they were doing to you, they want to keep doing that. They don't want to change. They don't want to grow. They don't want to transform. It's card number 5. 5 is about change. It's completed. Your cycle with them is completed. It's done. It's a dud. They want that to change. They want to leave that open, never-ending story. They want to keep it going forever till y'all die. Till one of y'all die. They hoping it's you go first. But that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. That cycle has completed. Your contract your contract with this person and these people is done. You don't owe them anything. You can totally walk away and never, never, never see these people again. The courage to step into life. It's in the reverse. Perfect storm. The courage to step into life in the reverse falls upon transformation. They didn't have the courage to transform because transforming requires you do the work. You face your shadows. You do the work. It's card number 44. Structure and stability is in the reverse. Storm came and just, what does storm do? What does a tornado do? A hurricane. They come in and they just clean house. Structure and stability is in the reverse. So not only this is 4-4, that double structure and stability. So I'm looking at this as the courage to step into life in the reverse falls upon transformation. I'm looking at this as physical structure, and that there's a storm coming. Endings for this person. I mean, like physical endings. They don't take care of themselves. The foods that they eat, the beverage that they drink, party favors. They don't take care of themselves. And that's the inside. The outside, somebody don't take showers. Not regular showers. Somebody can have teeth problems. Is that? Yeah, teeth. Teeth, plural. Someone can have teeth problems. Or gum problems. Yeah. Mm. The right use of power. It's in the reverse. Crown games. So they were playing a lot of head games, a lot of doing a lot of spell work with the crown. So that you would what? Come on now. Y'all don't hear me. Tell me I'm a fake. Crown games. Crown games in the reverse falls upon spiritual union. What did I say spiritual union was about? It's not just about the lover's card, connecting with another spiritual being. They were trying to block you from connecting with self, a union with self. They were trying to block your crown chakra so that you would not connect to spirit, spiritual union with self, your own higher self, your own spirit self. That was blocked. 8. Card number 8. 8 is about manifestation. That didn't happen. Whether you were conscious of it or not, the way you moved, that was spirit. That was the Holy Spirit, the Most High. And they were trying to block you from that. So if they were doing a crown chakra spell work, and your Holy Spirit was like, hey, something going on down there, and you weren't connecting, Holy Spirit said, I got you. I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you. And they said, turn left. And you went left. And whoever this joker is went right. And they missed you. Or your higher self said duck. And you ducked. And that spell work went shoo. Let's get some tea. Oh, wait a minute. So I got new decks. And I was blessed to get this deck. Let me tell you how blessings work. And even small blessings. And I'm grateful. I wanted a new deck to expand on witchcraft. So when the subject of witchcraft comes up in a reading, I have different decks to pull from. And so I was looking at this deck. Is the Witches of the Craft. And I saw this deck and I looked at it and I'm like, And I was blessed with this deck. So thank you. I don't know about all these cards, but so I may have to read from some of them, but let's pull a few and see what kind of spell work was done on you, collective. What? Because it was more than one person. So this is again, there's not a specific energy that came up. So it's not like a male or or female, but there's more than at least 3 people out on this board. The first card out is Solitary Witch, Seclusion Magic. So Solitary Witch is someone who works by themselves. They do magic. So, I did lie. Priest came out. So that's male energy. Okay. So this priest, dark priest in reverse, could work by himself in the dark. Maybe nobody knows that this is a priest. Or, no, I'm sorry. Maybe nobody knows that this priest does dark work. So he does this work in the closet. He does this work at night when nobody's around. And that's why it says misuse of trust in the spiritual community, because now these people are finding out. That's different. But they didn't know that this person was that type of man, type of masculine. Celtic witch, mythology witch. So they can pull a Celtic witch can pull on ancient energy, and to like Celtic mythology, let's say like Zeus or Thor or something like that. Okay, they call upon those types of energies. Witchlet. So witchlet energy, or the witchlet inquisitive magic. This is a young witch. This is a new witch. This priest could be, now again, the teacher card came out, the student card came out. And I did say this person was learning from someone. So this person was learning from others or someone on how to do this dark magic. This young priest could have thought, oh yeah, I watched you, I know how to do it. Or think that they know what to do, how to do, and when to do it. And now they got this entity on their back. Yeah, so we're going to leave that right there. But that's my new deck, and I think so donations do help. All right, so feel free to donate to the channel. It does help the channel, no matter how small, big or small. It goes back to my channel. I buy new decks so that I'm able to expand on the readings. I'm able to get my decks made, things like that. So if you would like to donate, it's not required, but greatly appreciated. The link is in the description box and below. All right, let's get some tea before we wrap up. Holy Spirit, tell me about this dark priest, please, and thank you. What do we need to know about this dark priest? Please and thank you. Angelic in reverse. This person is not an earth angel. So coming off as a priest, people believe, what's the word? I don't want to say rely upon the priest. Dang, what is the word? I cannot think of the word of what I'm trying to say in terms of how people view priests and people of the church, pastors, reverends, bishops, clergymen, that sort of thing, deacons, um, that they believe in the church and they believe in the people who run the church. That's those type of people, and so they look to them. They look up to, not necessarily look up to them, but look to them. They believe in them. That's the energy that this person gave off as earth angel, and he is not. There could be a Taurus involved. You could be a Taurus. It's in the upright. Because you're receiving good karma. What fell out was evicted. And I put it back in the deck. I said this person lost the home, their job, boatload of money. This person's married. This person's married. And they're about to transition. R.I.P. So somebody transition. My expired card, when I created that card, it was for someone who already left this plane. Now, they could have left the plane already, but their body's still here and moving. But someone has passed on. Flexing. What did I say? Fake rich. I said they're not okay, but they acting like they okay. They acting like they still got a job. They acting like they still got a place to stay. People don't know that they broke. They're a hater, a cynic, a skeptic. Look at that frowny face. Somebody got a frowny face. They don't want you to be great. They're not great, and they don't want you to be great. They're wearing all these masks because they don't know who they are. And they're mad that you know who you are. They're mad that you have routines and that you have skin goals and hair goals and goals. They're just mad that they don't have those things. They're just mad. They're abusive mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And that's why they lost their power. They lost their gifts. If they had gifts. I heard someone say today that some people didn't have gifts. And it didn't floor me because I remember saying that a while back, that not everyone has gifts. You can get them. It's a blessing to get them. Just because you put amethyst on your forehead doesn't mean your third eye is going to open up. Just because you put amethyst on your forehead does not mean now you're clairvoyant and you can see or have foresight. They feel like their time is running out. They know that they are transitioning. What did I say? Transition. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. I gotta go. Where's my cards? I can never find nothing when I'm looking for it. All right, let's get some forward movements, positive steps forward. Holy Spirit, what are some positive steps forward for the collective, please and thank you? Leo energy, pride, confidence, loyalty. Leo energy talks about don't allow your false ego to close you off to the true situation and cause you to go into defensive mode. Use your discernment. Not every action requires a reaction. Not everything that's done will have a need to be defensive. All right, that's what it's saying right there. Talk about pride. Pride is the devil. What's that say? That say the devil. Woo! It says, release yourself from the devil's grip. You are more powerful than your inner shadow. Holy Spirit be funny. uh, Divine truth. You will know the truth. Answers will come in time, or unnecessary questions will fall away. So when working with the Holy Spirit, with your ancestors, and I had to learn this along the way, you need to know how to ask the questions. A lot of people, will I get married? Well, eventually, that's a 50-50 answer right there. Yes or no. Will I buy a home one day? Maybe. That's a 50-50 question. Yes or no. So you want to ask questions of your spiritual team. You need to ask questions where you're going to get some answers in return. All right. Let's get this angel message. 237. Angel number 237 says, 237. Take responsibility. Take responsibility for your own health and well-being, people. Reflect growth in your choices. Your angels want you to see things around you that you've contributed to and take ownership of them. Take responsibility for your own health and well-being. Being accountable is part of creating an aligned existence with your soul plan. What can you be responsible for that you've been ignoring lately? I do a lot of coaching and I do a lot of spiritual counseling, and I talk with people about relationships, and they're like, well, he did this and he said that. Well, okay, and that may be true. But what did you do? What did you say? What did you not say? Still got to take responsibility for yourself. You cannot have control over what anyone says or what anyone does. You only have control over yourself. Be responsible for your own health and well-being. Your actions, what you say and what you don't say, they matter. What you do and what you don't do, it counts. All right. So that is your message, and I thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.